being raised in an African family can be one of your greatest blessings or one of your greatest pain. Grow up in an African community, in an African system, can be one of your greatest blessings or one of your greatest pain. Everything I'm going to say now, I'm going to talk from experience, from what I have personally experienced, what I have seen around me, the books I have read, and how I have seen how other people who grew up in an African system, in an African family, end up in life if they don't heal or if they don't take time to break the system and break the generational traumas and generational curses, right? I'm saying one of the grow up in an African family can be one of your greatest blessings because Africa, my continent, is, for me, I wouldn't trade my continent for nothing. I love my continent to death. I love my tradition, my culture to death. However, I have realized that my culture have some things, some rules, some aspects that can destroy somebody's life. And I didn't see it that way when I was part of the system, when I was living and when I was being in my family, with my family at home, in my home country. I didn't see all of those things. It wasn't until I traveled outside of my country and then I started being curious. I started seeing how other people live. I started listening to books. I started reading books about our story. I started exploring, right? I started seeing other ways of living, other ways of being, other ways of thinking, other ways of behaving, other ways of doing things. And I was like, wow. I didn't realize how broken I was. I didn't realize the amount of traumas I have accumulated since I was a child until I went out of my family. I stepped out of my family, out of my country. Then I was able to analyze, because there are certain things that when I was growing up, I was doing that I saw detrimental. For example, when I was growing up, our uncle, our auntie, they can tell me, oh my God, look at you. Your legs are so dirty. Your legs are ugly. As a child, and I would run, go to my room and start crying and then being ashamed of my legs, not because of my uncle or my auntie tell me. And that was going to cause me pain. I will be in the room crying, but I have to go and smile at that auntie or that uncle. I have to go and show respect to that auntie or that uncle, no matter what they have tell me. And then think about it. How many of us, or if you are African watching this video, how much things you have had to cope with? The disrespect, your family insulting you, abusing you, manipulating you, controlling you, your family trying to oppress you. How many of that people have experienced those things? But since I stepped out and I took time to heal and I took time to question the behaviors of my mother, the behaviors of my dad, the behaviors of my sibling, the behaviors of my uncles, of my auntie, the behaviors of my grandparents, I realized those behaviors are not okay. Because it's not okay for a parent or a sibling or whoever to disrespect you, to manipulate you, and talk shit about you. It's not okay. But in the African community, a lot of families normalize it. They're going to tell you, oh no, it's okay, let it slide. Because it's your mom, because it's your dad, because it's your sibling, you have to let it go. But no, you don't have to. I'm here to tell you that African child watching this video, you don't have to cope with the bullshit of your parents. You don't have to cope with the bullshit of your siblings. Because thanks to all of that trauma, all of those pain, all of dysfunctional behaviors, look at you right now. How much trauma you have within you as an African that were caused by your parents, that were caused by your siblings, that were caused by trying to follow what your culture says is okay. Don't get me wrong, I respect and I love my culture. But I have come to the point that before me doing anything that is part of my culture, I will question it. I will ask myself, is this thing going to destroy me or empower me? Is this thing going to bring positivity to my life, or is going to be the opposite? Because no matter if it's culture, no matter if it's family, no matter if it's what society says, if you do things that don't serve you, you're going to end up in tears. If you do things that are negative, your life will be negative. And somebody might say, oh my God, you're talking so bad about your family. Oh wow, you such a bad children. You are ungrateful. Look at how you talk about your dad, about your mom. Oh my God, you the worst sibling. Whatever you are going to say, guess what? I don't care. I don't. Because at least I can step out of all the trauma, all the negativity, all the toxicity that is going on in the African communities and that people have to cope with. Not because those are your parents, not because it's your family. No, I'm not going to be part of that. I'm not going to be part of that. I get it. When I was a child, I went through a lot of negative things that I couldn't control because I was a child. I couldn't say, oh, this is right or this is wrong. I couldn't think for myself. I couldn't go out by myself. I couldn't dress up myself. I couldn't cook for myself. I couldn't shower for myself. I was a child. So I was 100% depending on my parents, on my siblings, on my auntie, on my uncles. But that dependency have cost me a lot. That I was in a point that I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, no, there's nothing good about me. Oh my God, my legs are dirty. Oh my God, look at me, my skin. Oh my God, I'm so muscular. This is nasty. Oh my God, my hair is not good enough. Oh my God, I'm not strong enough. Oh my God, I'm not good enough. My body is not a perfect body. I was questioning my doubt, questioning my potential, questioning my worth, just because of how I was raised and the amount of negativity I was seeing in my community. And I was thinking that that's okay. But I'm here to tell you, kid, that is not okay. You are allowed to cancel, to block, and to delete anybody that's going to bring drama, negativity to your life. So that's why I always tell any African person that take time by yourself and question all the things you have went through. Because a lot of us need healing. We need to heal, and healing is a process. But most of us don't want to do it because healing sucks. Because recognizing that your parents, your siblings can be abusive sucks because you love them. Because healing is a process. Because once you are healing, you have to be willing to change your behaviors, change your mindset, change your attitude, change your habits. And most people are scared of changing. And if I didn't change, if I didn't take time to heal all the traumas, all the things I have went through as a child, you wouldn't be watching this video today. I wouldn't be what I am today. Because I had to delete the victim mentality. That, oh, it's because of my parents. Oh, because of my siblings. Oh, because of this and that. I had to delete a lot of things. I had to heal myself from a lot of things. So I can become successful. So I can be happy. So I can love myself. So I can pursue my goals, pursue my dreams. In the African family, you're going to have a dream, a goal. They will tell you, no, don't think about that. That doesn't make a lot of money. You won't make it. Your own family are killing your own ideas. And you have to be okay with that? No. Because as a while I remember, I have always wanted to be able to do this what I'm doing now. Make videos. Work out as much as I want. Be out and dress as I want. Have my hair as I want. But I couldn't do it because I was so scared of what my family is going to say. I was so scared of what my siblings, I was so scared of what my friends are going to say. I was so scared to do things outside of my culture. But I'm not anymore because I have realized that that same culture has some things that oppress me. Some things that make me see myself as a piece of shit. And I had to heal. I had to overcome all of those things to see myself as a powerful being. Because I am powerful. Because I am good enough. Because no matter how I have my hair, my worth, my potential does not decrease. Another reason why you had to heal, you had to do some things and overcome some things, because mind you, when I was growing up in my home country, right? In Africa, a lot of families praise physical strength and praise independency. Which means they're going to praise you if you are physically strong. They're going to praise you if you can be independent and take care of your things on your own. Which is good to be independent. However, I didn't learn about what is mental health until I was around, 18, I think, or 17. Imagine. Because nowhere in my community, with my family, in the African community, people are talking highly. People are recommending and having conversation about mental health, about pursuing your goals, about loving yourself, about listening to your intuitions, about questioning your beliefs. about knowing to love yourself, to believe in yourself, those conversations are not praised and are not viral in the African community. But it's to talk about other people, to gossip, to be in drama, to go drink, to go dance, to be funny. Those things are so praised in the African community, and all of those things has to stop. We have to stop. We need to take 100 steps back and then come back and start praising education. Talk about mental health. Talk about building your business. Talk about self-esteem. Talk about self-education. Talk about self-confidence, self-discipline. Talk about ways somebody can be in love with their body, in love with their head. Talk about things that can construct the person, things that can build the community, things that can make somebody wake up every day and be in love with themselves. But those things in the African community are not praised as much as they should. Are not praised as much as they should. And then we question why a lot of Africans have certain behaviors that don't even support themselves, or they have beliefs that don't empower themselves. They go around having low self-esteem, thinking that they ain't good enough, trying to look like somebody else or behave like somebody else. For what? African kid, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to look or behave to think like nobody else, regardless of what the family have told you, what society have told you, the politician, religion, which is another huge thing. Religion. I grew up in a very, very religious family. My mom is very, very religious. But when I was going to church every Sunday, right? But as I was able to step out of my family, step out of my country, step out of the way they are living, I was like, hold on. I go to church every Sunday. And also, I see my home country, people who go to church every Sunday. They read the Bible every day. When we are praying, they are so active. Oh my, you can tell that they are in love with the word of God. But that same people will put other people down. That same people will judge, criticize other people. That same people will abuse, manipulate their children, their partners. That same people will not support. That same people will not love one another. That same people will hate themselves and will not have any type of self-love. Then I'm asking, which type of God are you praising when you go to church every Sunday? When you go to church every Sunday to be like, oh, I believe in God. God is my Savior. Oh, wow, I'm the best Christian. You say you are a Christian, but you talk shit about others. You say you are a Christian, but you don't love yourself. You don't support yourself. You say you are Christian, but you criticize other people. You say you are Christian, but you don't accept other people. You say you are Christian, but your own actions show otherwise. Then which type of Christian are you? And I started questioning religion. I was like, hold on. I can't go every Sunday and then praise, talk to God, and then Monday to Saturday, what do? Talk shit about others, be lazy, procrastinate? I was like, no. Let me analyze this religious thing. And I was like, another thing why I'm not into religion as I grew up to be, because yes, is because the first book we get at home as African child is the Bible, right? You get a Bible, and then in the Bible you're gonna see Jesus Christ white, Virgin Mary white, the angels white. I'm like, what? And that can create psychological dysfunctions, psychological negativity that can create in somebody the imposter syndrome. Why? Because you're gonna be like, oh, the people who are superior, the people everybody prays in the Bible, those people, they don't look like me. They don't have my skin color. They don't have my hair. They don't have my type of lips. That can develop in you as an African kid self-hate, because you will be like, no, my hair is not the hair as a Virgin Mary. It's not the same as Jesus Christ. My hair is not flat. My hair is not all the way to the ground. My hair is the afro. Why do I have an afro? And you will do the impossible to not show your afro. You will do the impossible to change your hair, just to have the hair as the figures you see in the Bible, or just to have the hair that people are praising in social media, in the schools, in the books we read. It's like all of those things that I'm talking about. If you don't step out on what most Africans believe, or what you have grown up to believe, I don't think you're gonna fully find your purpose in life. I don't think you will. Because also see social media in Africa, right? When I was growing up, every movie you're gonna see is gonna be about other races, how successful white people are, how good white people are, the invasions of white people, and you're gonna grow up thinking that black people didn't accomplish anything, didn't build anything, didn't invent anything, and that if you want to succeed, you have to work for a white person. And I'm here to tell you it's false. It's false. Even though the movies, social media is not showing the inventions of black people, I'm asking you, go do your own research. Matter of fact, I have made a lot of videos talking about inventions of black people. Oh yeah, people like you and I. Did you know there was a time in where black people like you and I ruled the whole Europe? The Moors. They ruled Europe but they ruled Europe. They were in charge of Europe, not with violence, not with rape, not fighting, not with guns, but they ruled Europe with education, with inventions. Do your research. Learn about the Moors, how they were able to industrialize Europe. But now then, what do you see? Oh, Africa is a poor country. Everything in Africa is about disease, it's about negativity, it's about people dying, it's about corruption. Africa is trash, people die of anger. Africa is not a powerful continent. All of those things are false. Our continent is the most powerful continent in the nation, in the whole universe. Do you know why? Because our continent is the only continent that can survive without the need of other continents. But those things, you won't see it in the media. You won't see it in the books. You won't see it in the history classes. You won't see it in the school system. Don't you ask yourself why? Because somebody is beneficiating from us Africans remaining ignorant, remaining stupid, remaining low, remaining negative. Somebody is beneficiating from us Africans hating each other, fighting with each other, not loving our hair, not loving our body. Somebody benefiting with all of those things. But I'm here to tell you, do your research. You as an African, you are a king, you are a queen, because Africa is powerful. But also, and the reason we don't see those things, because our continent is extremely exploited. Those big countries that you know, you can name them, they are taking all of our resources. Our resources. So we can think that our continent is not powerful. Our continent is trash. Our continent ain't good enough. All of those things are false. Are false. Okay, don't believe me, okay? Do your own research. But back to my point. Africans' families. I think, and don't get me wrong, things can change. But nothing will change for the better if us individually, every member of the family can have self-awareness. Which means every member of the family can identify which type of energy, which type of habits, which type of behaviors that person is bringing to the family. Because a lot of our parents are broken. A lot of our parents have been through a lot of trauma. A lot of our parents haven't healed. And since they haven't healed from whatever they went through in life, they have given all of that trauma to us. They have given all of those behaviors to us. Same to our uncles, same to our siblings. They haven't taken time to heal, to take care of themselves, to be able to question themselves and to analyze which type of people they are. No, but they're going to run pointing finger at you. They're going to be like, oh no, it's you do it, oh you fix it, oh you change it, it's your fault. But they will never point the finger at you. That's why it's so difficult for African parents to say, oh no child, I'm sorry, you are I'm wrong, you are right. How many African parents have apologized to their kids on a daily? How many? Another thing is, when I was growing up, the whooping, I was whooped a lot. I'm not ashamed of saying it. I would do something wrong, slap. You so useless. You always making mistakes. Look at you. I will make a mistake, slap. Come on, get over yourself. You doing the same thing. Everything I will do wrong, they will punish me for that. And that lead me to what? Me being a person who doesn't want to fail. I don't want to make mistakes. I want to be perfect. I want to do everything that my parents tell me to do. And I was that person for a long time. Tend to please others because I was so scared of failing. Because every time I fell when I was a child, I end up in tears. I end up bleeding because they punished me a lot. They whooped me. They show me that every mistake I made, I'm going to pay for it. Every failure, I'm going to pay for it. Everything I do wrong, I'm going to pay for it. And that led me to be somebody who wants to please everyone. Who want to be okay with everyone. Who wants to do the right thing. Who wants to be perfect. It wasn't until I stepped out of that system and I started questioning my belief that I realized that, hold on. Instead of seeing my mistakes and my failures as a punishment, I should see them as feedback. That as a human being, I am allowed to fail. I am allowed to cry. I am allowed to not be okay. I am allowed to make mistakes. But most of us that we grow up in Africa, those things, nobody gonna tell us those things. Because we see our parents, we see our siblings, people in our school, or we see the government, our uncles and aunties. We see how they put us down for making mistakes. And we're gonna be ashamed because we don't want to make any mistakes. We don't want to be the joke of the family. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna mask our pain. We're gonna mask our mistakes. We're gonna mask our failures just to portray to the world someone we are not. I'm here to tell you, Africa child, heal yourself. Heal yourself. Be willing to go within you and question all the things you went through, all the behaviors. Because a lot of Africans have certain behaviors that they think is okay, but it's not okay. It's not okay for you to doubt yourself. It's not okay for you to talk shit about somebody else. It's not okay for you to be ashamed of your mistakes, ashamed of your failures. It's not okay for you to try to be someone you are not. It's not okay for you to not accept yourself. And I get it. Most of us lack self-confidence because how we were being raised. Because what our parents, our siblings, the government, the church, the politicians have told us. And what we see in the African community, the dialogues. You're going to see when it's time to party, in African community, everybody is up to that. Oh my God, let's go party. Oh, let's go shake ass. Everybody's up to that. But if you say, no guys, let's go study. Let's go start a business. What? Study, start a business. You're wasting your time. Let's go to the party. You're going to have 100 people who are willing to party with you, but none who's willing to start a business with you. None who's willing to heal their traumas with you. None who's willing to educate themselves. None who's willing to pursue their goals, pursue their dreams, regardless of what their family or their friends are going to tell them. That's a conversation. If you see, I don't think it has changed though. If you see the young generations, right? Most of them, a lot of them, where do they put their energy? They put energy in alcohol, sex, drugs. Why? Because that's what has been highlighted, praised, and offered in our society, in our African communities. But those things has to stop. I'm telling you, if you're a young person, stop that. You've been every weekend drunk. How does that help you? How does that make you have a better life? Talking shit about others, how does that help you? I wish we can shift the conversation in the whole communities, because I'm telling you, if each African kid can look at themselves as a powerful being every single day, our continent will fly. If in the African communities we can change the consume of drugs and we put consume of education, we can change the consume of sex and we put the consume of self-discipline, self-education, self-motivation. If we can change talk shit about others to empowering, supporting, believing in others. If we can change spending time doing meaningless and stupid things, we spend that time in loving ourselves, building, educating, being kind, our community will change. But I'm telling you, every young person, if you tell them, what do you want to do in life? I don't know. My parents want me to go to school and study this. My parents want me to do. They don't even have any type of self-purpose. And I was part of that. At what, 10 years ago, you're going to ask me what you want to do? I'll be like, no, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to study. I'm going to study computer science because my mom want me to be a computer science engineer. That would have been my answer. But nowadays, it's not. My answer is, well, whatever I'm doing, I'm going to achieve my goals. I'm going to achieve the dreams I want. I'm going to create the life I want for myself, not the life my parents have created or want me to have. Another thing that we in African community, we praise a lot, that for me is a complete bullshit, it needs to stop, is degrees. Getting a degree. Oh my God. Your family is going to be so hyped up for you to get a degree. And if you do bad in school, they're going to be like, oh my God, you are useless, piece of shit, look at you, you failing, you are not good in school. In the African communities, we praise degrees so much. For what? Haven't you seen people with degree who are dumb and stupid? Haven't you seen people with degree who are broke and miserable? Haven't you seen people with degree who don't love themselves? Haven't you seen it? Haven't you seen people with degree who don't have common sense? Haven't you seen people with degree who live a miserable and negative life? Haven't you seen it? Because it's not about the degrees. It's about you. How do you see yourself? It's about which type of mindset do you have. It's about which type of skill do you have. It's about which type of information do you have. It's about which type of knowledge. How much knowledge do you have? Because don't get me wrong though. Me, I have been in school. Yes, university, college. I have done all of that. And I'm still doing it. I'm not saying this to praise. I have graduated college with a 4.0 with honors. Right now, my GPA is at 4.0. Why? Because I put my work to have those grades. However, if you remove all my degrees, if you remove all my grades for me, my intelligence, my skills are going to remain with me. Because I have understood a long time ago that a degree is a piece of paper. A degree does not guarantee you success, does not guarantee you happiness. A degree is not the key to your success, the key to billions, or the key to happiness. You are the key to your success. You are the key to your happiness. You are the key to your billions. You are nobody else. And because a degree has a due date. They give you the degree, you graduate, that's it. But education does not have a due date. Because you can get educated from learning from yourself, learning from nature, reading books, listening to podcasts, experiences, curiosity. So if we can remove the focus on degrees in the African community and put the focus on self-education, self-empowerment, self-support, self-discipline, self-consistency, our lives are going to change for the better. Because when you are self-educated, you're going to seek knowledge. You're going to seek to be educated. You're going to seek to be informed. You're going to seek to be prepared. Because if you are dumb, if you are weak, if you are stupid, people are going to use you, manipulate you, and treat you as a piece of shit. But if you are wise, if you are strong mentally, physically, if you know yourself, if you are educated, if you have knowledge, it's going to be hard for somebody to come and be like, oh, let me try to play this person. Because they know you have to take time to educate yourself. So I'm begging you, kid, spend time knowing yourself. And spend time alone. You will not find yourself by being around the noise, around your family all the time. Your parents don't know who you are. I'm sorry. Do you know why? Because you are the only one who knows you more than anybody else can know you. When you are happy, you are with yourself. When you are unhappy, you are with yourself. When you are succeeding, you are with yourself. When you are failing, you are with yourself. When you are making millions, you are with yourself. When you are crying, you are with yourself. No matter what you do in life, you will always be with yourself. So it's on you to make yourself successful. It's on you to make yourself happy. It's on you to make yourself wise. It's on you to make yourself strong. It's on you to make yourself healthy. Because I'm sorry, kid, but nobody's coming to do for you what you cannot do for your own self. Invest time in educating yourself and seek information, seek knowledge. Because the thing we have in Africa, What we learn in school, especially the story we learn, is the story of other countries, other nations. But no, we have to learn the story of our nation, the story of our ancestry, the story of our countries. And I'm going to give you some names. Go on Google and look for Dr. Joseph. He's going to help you. Or you can just watch my videos about Africa. I always recommend books that are going to show you our story, not the story you're going to read in the books, or they're going to show you in the school system that you have in Africa. No. You have to be willing to break and pass whatever you are learning in school and seek your own education. Seek information. Seek to know who you are. Seek to find out your own answers. Because also in the school, you are under, it's like in a box, because they give you limited information. But once you start self-education, you start being curious, you ask questions, you read books, you listen to podcasts, you're going to find much more information, because information, knowledge is infinite. There is not limitation in the amount of knowledge you can have. There is not limitation in the amount of skills you can have. There is not limitation in the amount of money you can have. There is not limitation on how happy you can be. There is not limitation on how much love you can give yourself. There is not limitation on the things you can do or you can accomplish. So expand yourself and seek education, seek information, because an educated person is a powerful person, and also somebody who can think for himself or herself is a dangerous being. Because also because if we grow up in the African system, our African family, most of us, we can't think for ourselves. Whatever we think is going to be around what our families, what our siblings, what our co-workers, what we have learned in school, what the religion have tell us. You must be willing to think for yourself. That whatever information you have, you're going to be like, hold on, let me think for me, and not think what my parents or my siblings or my school want me to teach. And also the school system in Africa is doing a bad job, I think, in some aspects, in the aspect of punishing somebody for their mistakes or their failures. I have went through it. Instead of you punishing the people from their mistakes, tell them, hey, what can you learn from this? We had to rechange the school system so it can be focused on self-education, self-actualization, and it can be focused on us learning things that are going to empower us and are going to allow us to empower other people and to make this world a better place. And not going to school, read about whatever happened 100 years ago, and then tomorrow memorize, take a test, fail, and go on. No. Seek for self-education, for self-actualization. I know I have said a lot, but my points here are, if you're an African kid, I'm begging you, please, take time to question your behaviors. Take time to question your beliefs. Take time to question what your parents have taught you. Also, don't get me wrong though. Don't use this as an excuse that, oh, because I grew up in a broken family, because my parents didn't teach me, they didn't teach me that, that's why I am the way I am. There is a lot of things that you do nowadays that your parents didn't teach you. For example, your mom didn't teach you how to suck dick. Your dad didn't teach you how to eat pussy. Your mom didn't teach you how to smoke hookah. Your dad didn't teach you how to get a tattoo. So it's not an excuse that, oh, because I grew up this way. Oh, because my dad didn't teach me this way. No, it's not an excuse. The same way you do things that your parents didn't teach you, that's exactly how you can change your behaviors, change your mindset, change your habit without your parents teaching you that. Without them. Because guess what? Nobody will do for you what you cannot do for your own self. So don't use the excuse that, oh, because I grew up in a family in Africa who's negative, who's toxic, who doesn't care about nobody, I'm going to be the exact same way. No. You must be willing to question how you were raised, and don't let that define your life, right? Don't let that be the reason how you end up. Because I said, I'm the problem. There are a lot of things that I went through, or I see that my family is doing that. For me, those things are negative, toxic, traumatic. But I'm not going to go and be part of it. I prefer to change myself because I'm the only one. I can change. I cannot change my parents. I cannot change my siblings. I cannot change my uncles and my aunties. I can only change myself. So if I see them doing something that is negative, I'm going to tell them. But if they don't listen to me, it's okay, because guess what? I cannot change them. There is a lot of behaviors, a lot of beliefs, a lot of cultural things that are so toxic and so negative that we are forced to be part of it because it's part of our family members. Me, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. Because it's important for you to be able to do what I'm telling you, because think about it, right? In life, what do you want? To be loved and appreciated and respected? That's all we all want. But if you don't receive that from your own family, remove yourself from that family. Simple as that. Simple as that. I have met some people who can think that it is okay for their mom to disrespect them, that it is okay for their mom to control them. I was like, what? How can you tell me it's okay for your mom to be toxic to you? How can you think it's okay? It's not okay. It's not. Because some of us Africans have grown with so much pain, so much brokenness, so much negativity that we think is okay. But it's not okay. Break all of those traumas. Break all of those generational negativity, generational partners, generational negative behaviors. Break all of those things. Break them all. And how you gonna break them? By you changing yourself, by you questioning your belief, questioning your habits, and asking yourself, am I the type of person I will want to have in my own life? If the answer is no, change yourself. If the answer is no, change yourself, so you can become the type of person that you want to have in your life, so you can become the person that can build and create the life you want for yourself. And I get it. It's so sad. It was sad for me when I was like, hold on. My family was telling me those things, doing those things when I was younger, but those things are so negative and so painful. Why are you doing that to me? It's so sad that your own family will talk shit about you. Your own family will not support you. Your own family will not believe in you. It's sad, but it's the reality. And instead of you complaining about the reality, adjust by you changing yourself and by you staying away from whoever is trying to be toxic. And if you cannot cut them off because they are your family, reduce the time you spend with them. But as African child, I'm here to remind you, you are powerful, you are worthy, you are good enough. There is nothing wrong with your hair, nothing wrong with your skin color, nothing wrong with your lips. There is nothing wrong with you. You are a masterpiece. You are God, you are goddesses. Our continent is powerful. Africa is powerful. Africa is the present. Africa is the past. Africa is the future. African child, melanin child, African child, you are powerful. African child, you are good enough. African child, you are worthy. African child, you are the universe. African child, you are energy. African child, you are gold. African child, you are education. African child, you are power. African child, you are life. African child, you are energy. African child, you are a billionaire. African child, you are smart. African child, you are strong. African child, you are capable. African child, you are good enough every single day. African child, you are one of the best creations ever. African child, look at you. African child, why are you so magnificent? Why are you so smart? Why are you so kind? Why are you so positive? African child, you are life. African child, you are energy. African child, you are capable. African child, you are wise. African child, you are strong. African child, you are good enough. African child, you are capable. African child, you are so much more than gold. African child, you are so much more than money. African child, you are so much more than what anybody can think of you. Look at you, African child. I'm here to tell you, I support you. I believe in you. Even if your family or our community or another African person doesn't, I believe in you. I trust you. I invest in you. I support you. African child, look at you. Proud. This is amazing. This is power. This is energy. This is gold. This is the universe. Oh my God. I'm so blessed to be me. I'm so blessed to be born in Africa. I'm so blessed and proud to be African. I'm so blessed and proud to be black, to be melanin. I'm so blessed. But some of you might hear those things and would think, this girl is crazy. What is she saying is not possible and not all of that. It means that you have to do the inner work. You have to go within you and unlearn all the lies, all the toxicity, all the things they have tell you about who you are, about the things you can accomplish, about ancestors. You have to unlearn all those things that don't serve you. Unlearn those behaviors, unlearn those habits, unlearn those mindsets, and relearn new habits, new behaviors. Relearn how powerful you are, how powerful our ancestors are. Relearn who you truly are. Learn about story. Do your research so you can find how black people, the amount of things black people have constructed, the amount of things black people have constructed, the amount of things black people have built and envisioned. How powerful our ancestors, who we truly are. You have to learn new beliefs that are going to allow you to serve yourself, to support yourself, to believe in yourself. You have to learn new ways of thinking, new ways of being, new ways of serving. You have to learn and put in your mind anything and everything that is going to serve you, that is going to serve our community, that is going to serve our continent, that is going to serve you and allow you to create the life you want for yourself. Please, if the video was helpful, share it with all African families, with all African people. And I don't know. And you know what? Don't listen to me. Do you? Don't be like me. Be you. Don't believe nothing that I say. Go ahead and do your researches. And don't live your life based on what I say. Live your life based on your own terms, based on your own choices. Because that's what I do. I live my life based on my own terms, based on my own beliefs. Because I understood I'm the only one in charge of me. And because I understood it's on me to do what I want for my life. And because I understood that nobody will do for me what I cannot do for my own self. And subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you. How do you stop this? Oh.